Hey there, it's the Shooting Guy. Thanks for joining me today in the kitchen at the Shooting Guy compound. Thumbs up to you if you're a subscriber, and if you're not a subscriber and you just decided to swing by today, thumbs up to you guys too. I appreciate the visit. Consider subscribing. Now, why am I here? We're here in the kitchen, and I just want to ask you a question. Do you like coffee?
What I need is a good cup of coffee.
You know, many people do really enjoy coffee. I know I enjoy coffee in the mornings especially, not so much in the evenings as it keeps me up at night, if you know what I mean. But it is a good way for me to start the day, and it's a good beverage that I enjoy. And if you enjoy it, I'm pretty sure you might want to enjoy it when you're camping. Now, there's various ways to take coffee along with you on a camping trip, but this is not one of them. This happens to be one of my favorite approaches to brewing coffee. It's just a simple drip coffee maker. You put the grounds in the top here, you pour some water in, the grounds go in this with a little paper filter. You turn it on, water, it kind of gets up to the right operating temperature, and it fills this carafe. And then you got a carafe full of coffee that you just pour in throughout the morning while you're getting the paper read or whatever it is you're doing, watching YouTube videos. Hopefully you're watching my YouTube videos. You can just enjoy a cup of coffee and get through your morning. Now, sometimes I like a French press. It's rather simple to use. You just pour your grounds in, you pour in the hot water, you push down the press after about 4 minutes of brewing, pour it out, have yourself a cup of coffee, and it's really tasty that way. The problem is it leaves a mess, and it's really not very portable to take on a camping trip. Today what I want to bring you is an alternative that you could take with you on a camping trip and still have drip coffee. I like my drip coffee. Okay, all you need to do is really pack inside your backpack something as simple as a jar, some stuff in it, and I'll show you that in a minute. And this thing, what is this? I'll show you. It's a sink strainer. It goes right inside your sink like that, and when you have food and other debris that you're cleaning up, it won't go down the drain to clog up the drain. That's its primary use. And I'm going to put a link down below where you can purchase one of these real cheap. Make sure you sanitize it really good, because right now we're going to use it to make some coffee. Okay, and this is just a plain old mason jar. That's right, it's just a fruit jar that we had laying around, and it's got a lid that makes it waterproof so that stuff doesn't pour out of it. Things don't pour out of it. And inside, I have a pre-measured amount of coffee, just the way you would like to have a cup of coffee or 2 cups of coffee, and paper coffee filters. All right, and then this is actually going to serve as your coffee kettle. Now, what you want to do is boil water at your campsite like you normally would, just boiling up some water. Keep in mind, though, you don't want to pour the boiling water into this directly. You want that boiling water to cool down, not because it'll break this, but because it'll scald your coffee, it'll burn your coffee, and it'll end up tasting kind of bitter. So if you're kind of a coffee snob, you want to pay attention to it, and you probably already know this. I've got this candy thermometer here, and I've, off camera, I have a boiling kettle, and I've boiled some water, and boiling is 212 degrees. I'm just going to let it sit for just a few minutes, measure it at 200 degrees. Now, you don't have to do this at the campsite. You just got to get a little good at it so you know, okay, I'll boil water, and when I see it tumbling and rolling, I'll wait about 2 minutes, and it should be down to about 200 degrees, the optimum temperature for making coffee. Okay, real simple. Just take the lid off of this. Again, this is going to serve as your coffee kettle, if you will. You're going to put the strainer up on top and kind of get it down in there. If you have a small mouth jar, it should work fine inside of here. If you have a large mouth jar, the whole thing should fit over the top, kind of like that. And go ahead and take your coffee filter, stick that in there thusly. Take your pre-measured amount of coffee and just pour it right inside the coffee filter, just like this. And all this can be done while you're boiling the water. I've pre-boiled some water in my hot water kettle here, my electric kettle, but it serves the same purpose when you're out camping. Just go like that, and now the water is definitely boiling inside of there. If I put my candy thing in there, thermometer, stick it in there, you're gonna see it comes up to 195, between 195 and 200, and that's just exactly where I want it. And now I'll just begin to pour slowly over my coffee grounds, just a little bit, let it come through, and you see it starts to drip. It's sifting through. Don't over pour, guys. You're gonna be sorry. This is like trying to simulate a drip coffee maker at home. As you can see, it's dripping in there. It's doing a good job. Whoop, not too much. Just let it keep going. It's gonna take a little bit. Be patient. Okay, now the beauty of this, you can take your coffee filter, pinch it off at the top, kind of twist it a little bit and push down, and you'll want to get all that rich goodness of that coffee in there. And another nice thing is your handy lid can work as somewhat of a trivet so that you can put it in there like that. And that can be easily disposed of, packed out, whatever you're going to do. Take it and pour it, a cup of coffee, and hopefully, because I didn't scald it with too hot a temperature of water, it's going to taste really good. You know what? That's really good coffee.
That's great tasting coffee, Alice.
Okay, that's a real simple way to make drip coffee, if that's how you like it, when you're out camping. At least that's the way I found to do it. All you need is a mason jar. Pre-measure your coffee in a little plastic bag. Make sure that you bring along a paper coffee filter. Make sure the mason jar is a way to get closed off, because when you're all done, you're going to want to close all that off. And a sink strainer works wonderfully to kind of control the flow and get all that coffee down in there just as you saw. And let me tell you, folks, if you don't bring it all the way to a complete boil, or at least bring it down from 212, which is boiling, down to about 200 to maybe 205, it's about the highest I'd want to go. 195 will work. You'll brew yourself a really nice cup of coffee. Have a little patience, have a little fun, have a little coffee. You know, I'm gonna put links below where you can pick up all the components you need to put together a drip coffee kit for camping. Oh, don't forget, join us next time. We've got some things that are coming up. We've had some people write in. They gave us some suggestions. We're gonna take your suggestions, and we're gonna shoot a video. So tune in next time for that. All right, God bless you. God bless America. May America bless God. And have yourself a cup of coffee. That is good. A drip coffee kit camping. Camping coffee kit drip. I'm going to put a link. A camping drip coffee kit. That's the one I want.